Hello everyone, back with another video. Before I get into the video quickly, I just want to shout out to all of the ladies watching this channel recently. My female viewership has skyrocketed, so I have to basically speak to my audience differently because there are a lot more ladies in my audience now. So let's get into the video. Shout out to the ladies watching the channel. This is a good time to get in, I believe. So, wow, MSTR has been really playing with our emotions, and the suits are trying to get under our skin. It looks like it's working, okay? I'm reading a lot of the comments on social media. I'm reading a lot of your comments, and everyone seems to be, tired and exhausted. And retail exhaustion is a huge sign that sentiment is going to change, in my opinion. I've seen this happen before. I saw something happen similar with Tesla. I don't want to talk too much about Tesla on this channel, but I was an early Tesla investor in 2019, and I noticed that retail was getting really impatient back then, even though the company was doing well. And it just seems like there's certain periods where certain, especially exceptional companies like, Mag 7 type energy of companies, they definitely receive a lot of hate. And MSTR is in this position right now. So in this video, we're going to talk about the worst case scenario if the price dips below $300. I don't think it will, okay? To be honest, I think, this was a kind of a panic flag from the suits, okay? Trying to shake retail out of the stock. It's working, okay? Over the last couple of days, there has been an absolute change in the shareholder base. So due to Trump's, tariff crash and all of this, U.S.-China stuff, a lot of retail investors have left the building, okay? I'm listening to your comments. I'm responding to them and reading, and you're kind of how everyone is feeling, and sentiment is terrible, okay? But I noticed something. We're going to talk about this in the video. Every single time that MSTR has approached a Q4, it's always had a strong peak in that Q4. And we really haven't had that yet. I was looking at this data myself, and I was thinking to myself, that's just strange. There's no peak in the price yet for Q4. So before I get into worst case scenario, this is something I was just looking at. Last Q4 we had a nice peak, okay, and then in the Q4 2023 there was a peak on the weekly. When I'm talking about the weekly chart, you see the weekly RSI. You see how that line is over 70. Okay, it was over 70 in Q4 2023. It was over 70 in Q4 2024. Okay, even the bear market in Q4 2022. Okay, wait, Q4, where is it? Q4 2022, right? There was a run up. Q4 2021, there was a massive run up. And once again, in Q4 2020, there was a massive run up. All of these points, except for the bear market, which was kind of like iffy, the RSI went over 70 on the weekly. And now the RSI is down by 40? So, this has never happened before. So we're going to talk about in the video the worst case scenario if MSTR dips below 300, because we need to talk about it because this could potentially happen. But I don't think it will. I think the suits are trying to scare everyone, but let's just talk about it. Okay, so what's the worst case scenario? So I guess the worst case scenario would just be October would literally just be canceled, okay? Even though the 43rd week is coming up, all right? It's the next week starting October 20th, and it's one of the best weeks historically for MSTR. But did Trump cancel October? I don't know. This whole tariff thing is like shot out of left field. I thought we were over this stuff, past this stuff. So apparently the market doesn't like what they see. I think panic selling may send MSTR below 300. The worst case scenario. I don't believe this is going to happen, but I'm just giving you guys, the alternative. But I'm just providing the alternative. The alternative way things could play out, just never know. Things are not looking good, everyone. But I'll tell you this. I still have a long-term view and a long-term plan, and I've been through periods like this. So I've had the same feelings before, probably not as strong as they were in the past because I really expected the price to reverse, and it looks like something's changed, right, in market sentiment or how Michael Saylor issues the preferred, pays the preferred dividends. Ever since the preferred stocks have come into our lives in January, there's been a change. But I'm not blaming the preferred shares, okay? This is probably something that's going to pay off in the future, okay? But it is different. It's been a different experience. So retail's tired and exhausted, okay? I know a lot of you watching this video are about to tap out. You're done. You wish you had sold at 360. You wish you had never bought MSTR. Yes, it's getting to that point. I read everyone's comments on this channel. I apologize if I can't get to respond to all of them, but sentiment is bad. Okay, so the 43rd week is pretty much now, it's looking like our last hope. Okay, if the 43rd week isn't bullish starting October 20th, this could dump, and that would be, I've never seen anything like it, but I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, why? Well, it looks like retail could chase Bitcoin mining stocks for AI, high-powered computing. What do I mean by that? Well, ever since April or so, iron has been leading the Bitcoin mining market in terms of high-powered computing and transitioning to AI. Okay, a lot of these Bitcoin mining companies, setting up AI data centers and using their power for AI purposes is 25 times more profitable than mining Bitcoin at the moment. So this industry is exploding, and a lot of these miners are benefiting. So I do think a lot of the capital is leaving MSTR and moving into these Bitcoin mining companies because they're positioned well for AI. But that doesn't mean that that's the smart thing to do, because usually what happens is once the miners run up, people end up taking profits, okay? These mining stocks run up a lot and people take profits, and then they roll the profits back into Bitcoin, MSTR, and things like that. So in this video, I'm not telling everyone to, sell their MSTR and chase another company or something like that. Although I know a lot of other people in other channels are preaching that. What I'm going to show to you is something that I've been using very reliably to predict market movements, and that's the inverse Cramer signal. And that signal just popped up earlier today when Jim Cramer posted on X. So the inverse Cramer signal is very reliable. It should prevent a total crypto market crash, and that would take down MSTR as well because it's correlated to Bitcoin. So Jim Cramer posted on X, he said, "The hope we can take the air out of quantum, new crypto, and put that money into real economy stocks. If it can be done seamlessly, it would be fine." So what he's basically telling retail is to sell crypto stocks and put the money into, I guess, safer companies like Walmart, right, Ford, AT&T. So that's extremely bullish because, believe it or not, Jim Cramer told retail to buy crypto literally days before the Trump tariff crash. So now this should put everyone at ease. Jim Cramer, I truly believe he is sent by the institutions on Wall Street to confuse retail investors and to make it much easier to bet against us. And that should put a lot of crypto investors and a lot of MSTR investors at ease in general, because at the end of the day, MSTR is an extension of Bitcoin, okay? It's leveraged Bitcoin, right? So that should put a lot of people at ease. But, if things go left, I would say use, definitely a lot of you watching this plan on hodling because you're dollar cost averaging. So just make sure you're using good portfolio allocations. That means mix a share of options. So you don't want too much options exposure. You don't want too little equity exposure, okay? Like my goal, my target portfolio allocation is usually 80% shares and 20% options. That gives me plenty of upside, but if the options expire worthless, I've still got the majority of my portfolio, but a lot of you watching this will probably start out with 5%, okay? So if things crash, if things go left, having portfolio allocation can help you prepare for it. But I don't believe any of this stuff is going to happen. I really don't. Okay, so I don't have any plans for if MSTR goes to $100 because that's just FUD, okay? In fact, it's going to be probably more likely for MSTR to hit $1,000 than it is to hit $100 at this point. And the reason is because the sentiment is so bad. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, okay, I've never seen anything like this. MSTR has always on the weekly chart finished, near the RSI of 70 in Q4, and the RSI is currently 41. So what happened, RSI was a lot higher. It was over 50, okay? 2021 Q4, RSI was over 62, all right? And then finally in Q4 2020, RSI was like 87, okay? So in Q4, the RSI has never finished 40. So this is really, this is so bad. Can this be the top? Usually a top is euphoria and people posting screenshots all over social media. If you say the price is going to go down, everyone's attacking you. It's none of that energy. It's like, oh, we got to get out. The party's over. MSTR is junk. So I think this is the bottom. I don't think we're going to crash to $100, $200 soon. But if you need tips and tricks to protect yourself, check out my ebook, MSTR Options Cash Flow. I talk about using puts to hedge your portfolio. Okay, puts can protect your portfolio from downside risk. Okay, if the price keeps going down and you continue to hollow your shares, your puts will go up in value to kind of offset your losses on your shares. But all in all, I would say this is all noise. It's all FUD. Just be prepared to take profits. Okay, I think the price dips in July 2026. So I think from now until April or May 2026 can be extremely bullish. Okay, we're going to talk about the Fed easing cycle in a future video. I have a bunch of videos that I need to make, so I probably have to bump up my posting schedule because just 2 a day isn't enough. So I know a lot of you are asking me for certain video requests, and I just can't do it right now at 2. So I'm going to have to bump up my production this week to get all of those videos I planned in queue. So stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be posting a little bit more on this channel so I can just kind of catch up. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't panic. Stay safe out there. Join our Discord. If you need other people like you, other investors to chat with live, you can also ask me any questions. I in the Discord all day long during the trading day and business day, everything like that. So, join the MSTR Investors Club, guys. Link in the description. It's only $20 a month, so you can join that chat if you need somewhere to vent, because right now this is a tough period for newbies. Veterans like me, we've been through this, but you newbies, you guys need extra hand holding. So I'm there if you need me. So like I said, hope everyone enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Take care.